Welcome back to another episode of Freestyle Anime Podcast.
So
It's your
we
boy.
just gonna move on to the next battle. Ty, you can have your little dub, and we'll just move on to the next one,
You almost
which
sound
is
upset.
it's a battle. That's what it is. It's a
You
battle.
almost
I
sound
take this.
hurt.
I take this real. All right. Next time, listen, man. If you a judge, you stay in your place. Okay. I takes it real. So next we got Ty versus CJ, which is Yamamoto versus Kenpachi. That is the next battle up. Ty is first. You got 5 minutes to tell me about your character, Ty. Me and Jamar are the judges. And then CJ, you got 5 minutes. And then present your case to why your character can go in the same order that y'all went. Go.
All right. So, starting off now, we got guy who needs no introduction, Yamamoto, the head captain in the Soul Society. He is the forerunner. He's the one that takes charge because he is the strongest. Point blank, period. Like he's that guy right there.
That's arguable.
So, yeah, sure. It's arguable, which is why I'm going to argue it right now. Because at current right now, he is definitively like the strongest. That's why he's the captain. He's like physically the strongest. He has the best Bankai and all that other stuff too. But how many times did he really have to use his Bankai in the series? Most of the time, he just took care of business with just his sword, just his regular skill by itself. His presence alone was enough to settle any issues that were going on most of the time.
Right.
He has a lot of sword skill. He has a ton of experience being like well over 2,000 years old. He has beaten plenty of other people just using his sword skill. He's physically like busted strong like all the other people in Soul Society are. So I think he has a really good chance up against Kenpachi here. Even though Kenpachi is a monster, don't get me wrong. I feel like Yamamoto has better fundamentals, he has better sword skill, and overall he would take a physical battle between the two of them if all the powers were removed.
Okay.
Does my go?
You're done. You're done, Ty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just intros.
All right. Go ahead, CJ.
So here's
Give us
my
your
argument.
intro.
My
You know, your
intro,
intro.
here's my intro. I have Kenpachi, Zaraki. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna just start off with this. One, if you watch Bleach and you watch 1,000-Year Blood War, you would know that the whole time Kenpachi was nerfed. We found out in Blood War that the entire series of Kenpachi, he has been holding himself back because he loves fighting so much that he's weakening himself just to be on par with everybody else. So that's one. Two, as a child, he beat Onohana, who was the first and original Kenpachi. And let me tell you something about the title of Kenpachi. Kenpachi is only given to those captains who are the strongest of the Shimigami. It literally says Kenpachi, the strongest of the Shimigami. So he, as a child, defeated the very first strongest of the Shigaraki. And the whole time he's in the show, he does not use a Bankai. Just like how Ty said Yamamoto rarely uses Bankai, this guy didn't have a Bankai for majority of the show. He just didn't have a Bankai. He used his regular sword, base form. He's just that strong. His cutting power is amazing. His speed, we had an argument over if we was going to allow the Shimigamis to use their technique of speed. He doesn't even use the technique of speed. He uses his natural speed because he felt like the technique was weak. So
Damn.
is, and he's still one of the fastest of the Shigami. He's still one of the fastest of them all, and he only uses natural speed. He does not use the technique.
What? For real?
Dead ass.
That's facts.
That is Kenny for you. Kenny is that guy. So that's the intro.
Okay, that's your intro?
Go ahead,
You got to
Ty.
say, Ty?
What is
Right,
your
good.
what is
So
your
let me-
argument
let me
to why
bring up some-
Yamamoto can beat
Let me-
Kenpachi?
Exactly. So you're talking about how Kenpachi was able to like how Kenpachi's like this title that means like the strongest, right? But when Unohana had that, she was beaten by Yamamoto. Yamamoto was strong. He beat her with sword skill alone when she was the Kenpachi, right?
No, that was
So-
afterwards.
No, Unohana, because she was dead afterwards.
No. Wait, you said Kenpachi beat her?
No.
No,
I'm
he said
saying, like,
Yamamoto.
He said Yamamoto beat her.
beat Unohana while she was still the Kenpachi.
No, she didn't. He recruited her, and then she became the Kenpachi after the fact. When did he beat her?
Oh.
I don't know, man. I'm just reading the wiki.
Oh.
Some
The
No, I don't
wiki
remember
might
that.
be wrong.
I've all right, but go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not gonna interrupt. Go ahead.
No, but based on at least what I read online here, because I don't remember specifically the fight in between them. I know they did, but I do know
They
that
did
he was still
fight.
able
Yes,
to beat
I'll
her.
give you that. They did fight, and that's how he got her to recruit her into the original Goji 13. Is because
Exactly, and he was
yeah, but
stronger.
that wasn't before she was a Kenpachi. She was a Kenpachi after that. She became Kenpachi after the Goji 13 was implemented, and then after she became the leader of the 11th division, she became the Kenpachi because she was the strongest out of everybody. She was the most bloodthirsty, she was most feared, and the most strongest.
I don't know about that.
But
I don't know about
continue.
that. Like, I don't
Go
recall
ahead.
that ever being the case because I remember
And
Kenpachi.
I don't know. And another thing, we never really did see the fight between them, so we don't know if he used his Bankai.
Yeah, that's all.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Well, no, it says it was combat skill alone. Like it was just pure skill, nothing to do with his Bankai, which it runs within his track record. Is that he
Okay,
really
go ahead.
needed
Go
it
ahead. That's
because he's
Go ahead.
consistently been like that,
Okay.
especially when he was younger too.
Mm.
But primarily, though, the reason why I bring it up is because Kenpachi is somebody who relies a lot on just his raw strength in terms of
Mm-hmm.
like his spiritual pressure and all those like other like the internal buffs that he gets to just
Mm-hmm.
overwhelm whoever he's fighting up against. But when it
Right.
comes to just sword skill, just
Mm-hmm.
hand-to-hand sword skill, Yamamoto is clearly the person with the more experience, the more skill, and more consistently has been seen going up against larger threats, at least up to this point in the series where I'm at, in the Thousand Year Blood War arc.
Oh, see here, that's where your information stops because I read
Mm-hmm.
beyond that to make sure I have my
Fair enough, fair
information down
enough.
packed. But go ahead.
No, you go ahead, go ahead. Let me see
Okay.
what you got, and then I'll try to counter it as best
All
I
right.
can.
So for one, Yamamoto, if Yamamoto did beat Onohana, right? That's great,
Mhm.
but that still put Kenpachi also as a child was strong in Onohana. She stated it herself. She was like, as a child, you were stronger than me, but you limited yourself so we could fight, and that's why you lost. So the only reason why he lost is because he limited himself mentally, and he didn't even know he was doing it to himself. So as a child, that puts Kenpachi on par with Yamamoto. And then now he's even stronger because now he actually does have a Bankai and he has a Shikai, which in this fight, I'm going to give him his Shikai because his Shikai does not have any special ability. It's just a bigger sword. That's all it is. It's just a bigger sword. And with that bigger sword, he has better cutting abilities because he has a bigger sword now that he can swing around. And with that said sword, he was able to cut through time and space. No abilities on the sword. Once again, all it is a bigger sword. And he was able to cut through time and space. When he goes against the what are they called? I don't know how to pronounce their names, but when he goes against the Quincy's in the Thousand Year Blood War,
Mhm.
he goes against literally the second strongest Quincy with the ability of miracles. Like his little
Mhm.
power is miracles. He has the ability to control miracles for himself and was mopping the floor with Cuz. And this is after Yamamoto was dead, by the way. He was mopping the floor with Cuz. Also, as well as Yamamoto, the leader of this Quincy, the Quincy King,
Mhm.
also stated that him, Kenpachi, Ichigo, and Yamamoto, and Aizen, and I think it was one more, were the only threats to his plan for
To
destroying the
destroy Soul
Shinigami,
Society.
the
Yeah.
Shinigami, the what's it
Soul
called?
Society.
Soul Society. Yeah. So in your regards of better sword skill, Kenpachi really has his own version of sword skill that he made himself. And once again, he fought on par with Unohana, who knew it's stated that Unohana knows every sword form in the Soul Society, every
Mhm.
sword form fighting style, and he still was better than her in sword fighting because he has everybody Kenpachi has beaten. He's beating with pure sword skill because he really doesn't have a Bankai. He
Mm,
doesn't have special abilities. He doesn't have hacks.
it's not sword skill. He just like cuts through their sword though.
Exactly. That's still sword skill.
That's
That's
not
just.
sword skill. That's just brute strength.
But his ability to cut. He cut through Ichigo's sword just fine. Like his ability. That's just how he fights. He fights very brutally and very strength driven. But it's still a sword fighting style that he made himself.
Yeah, I guess
He
the
was
point
never.
is his sword fighting style is sloppy,
But
and a
here's
master
my
who's able
point.
to take advantage of that would be able to.
But here's my point. Everybody he goes against who has proper training still can't. Byakuya, one of the nobles of the Soul Society, and probably has the most or one of the most training for sword style, cannot beat Kenpachi, and Kenpachi has no training whatsoever. Matter of fact, it was stated that Kenpachi, when they first became captain, they were trying to train Kenpachi and abruptly stopped because they realized that if they trained him formally, he would be so much more powerful than everybody else that he would easily destroy the Soul Society by himself. So they said the elders literally was like, he cannot be trained. He can't. We cannot let that happen. He's too much. He's too powerful.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of potential. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's tapped into all of that currently.
Well, see, that's where it comes in, where you have to read the story and get. Because I also did the research in the book, because apparently they have novels that are canon, just like the manga. So in those, they go beyond the 1,000-Year Blood War, where Kenpachi is literally demigod level.
Well, gentlemen,
Yeah.
it sounds like y'all was prepared and y'all came with it. You know, I am heavily leaning towards
I'm
Kenpachi.
sorry. Ty, you got your ass whooping this argument. I'm sorry. Like,
Hey,
damn.
I'm gonna
sorry.
be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't really holding my breath with that one.
Yeah, Kenpachi took that. The reason why he got you to me is he brought up that Kenpachi has been suppressing his power. That's one. Two, he also mentioned as a swordsman, he is ripping through other swordsmen's blades. He's not only just you did mention that he has strength. It's just brute strength, but I think that's just like what can your skill do if I can cut your blade in half?
Fair enough.
So
Fair
yeah.
enough. That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
So I would say Kenpachi
Yeah.
moves on. It sounds like it's
What about
Kenpachi
the cutting through space time? Like he literally
not
cut
yeah,
through space
that
and
too.
time.
That too. I almost forgot about that. He
you
did
know
cut
what?
through space time. That was a good feat.
That's
What
like
you brought
that's
up
like
to
someone who can cut through atoms, but better. Like he literally just sliced
Whoa,
through
whoa,
space
whoa.
time.
Nah, because that's some bleach nonsense that wouldn't actually fly. Come on.
How would that not fly?
It was with his
How-
pure skills.
It was with pure skill. Just I swung the sword so hard that it cut through space time.
here's
Okay,
something
but
else
how
that
though?
I don't know
We
how.
don't
That's
know.
just some bleach stuff, but
All right.
It wasn't.
What we get?
But here's the thing: it wasn't no spiritual pressure added. It was just like he just swung the sword and it went through space time. I don't know. It wasn't even his Bankai. His Bankai's even better. I was like, bro, what the hell happened? He cut through meteors like it was cake.
Damn.
dang.
God, and
Go
that
ahead,
actually
Jamal. What
just
were you
shows
gonna say?
Ado's Voldy Gold.
What I was gonna sit there and say is when you learn more about Kenpachi's story, you realize didn't even born with a Zanpakuto toe. He found that sword.
He really just found it off of someone he killed. He killed somebody in the Soul Society without a sword. He didn't have his own sword. He killed someone with his bare hands, someone who was trained, and then took their sword and just made it his own sword. He was just
He
like,
made it his own, literally, and it was just like, damn, we gotta remember that. Like he did not go through the original steps of how someone will get a sword. So it's like, yeah, that's something that I
then he
just
had to
wanted
kill
to
a
say.
captain, become a captain. On top of that, everybody else is either voted to be a captain. Kenpachi is the only person, or Kenpachis are the only people who become captains by killing the previous captain.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna do this Akame, the first girl battle, Akame versus Mikasa. Everybody loves her some Mikasa, but she about to get swept, y'all
Yes,
boys.
sir.
Y'all, she about to get swept. So,
Mika.
first of all,
Mika,
first and
Mika.
foremost,
Yes.
Akame don't need no special gear. Speaking of special gear, you know Mikasa don't got her special gear, right? Akame don't need special gear to jump rooftop to rooftop.
Yeah. I mean, what's Batman without his utility belt? So my girl Mikasa got to do what she got to do. You know what I'm saying? We're fighting giants out
Run.
here.
Facts.
Run.
Okay.
Run. Anyway,
I mean, we fight niggas with thunder jaw. Like their jaw is big,
it's
man.
some
That
big
force of
jaws.
steel power. That's
There's
some big jaw.
jaws.
And Mikasa, you know, it's just she's swinging and slashing through niggas.
Yeah.
But go ahead. But I
Akame could do
digress.
that without the
Continue.
special gear. Anyway, first and
Don't
foremost,
matter. Hey,
Akame with the sword is almost angelic in her fighting style. She literally, first of all, she's fought a guy who can see into the future and read her mind and still kill him. You remember that, Tyreek? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway,
Damn.
we don't need sideline help. Keep going, sir.
She is quick on her feet. She can blitz characters just like any other anime without special wires or special gas canisters. She's just that fast. She blitzes other characters in her verse. She's the best assassin of Night Raid, hands down. She was definitely the strongest. She was able to kill Esdeath. That Esdeath had the ability to freeze time. That goes, hand in hand. You feel me? Mikasa usually kills people one attack, but for sake of this battle, she wouldn't have her special ability, but she would still probably kill Mikasa in one attack. Mikasa is just a sitting duck to her. You feel me? What else? Her sword skill. Mikasa has 2 swords. She goes against people with spears. She goes against people with giant scissors. She goes against people with guns. She goes against people with cannons. She goes against people with giant reptile skeletons. She goes.
I feel like you're making my argument for me, but
I'm
continue.
talking about Akame. You thought I was talking about Mikasa? You're funny.
It sounds very familiar, so
You're
continue.
funny. No, Akame goes against people with all these things. Akame goes against her sister. Her sister has the ability to bring things that she's killed back from the dead. So she brings back super strong assassins to come fight for her. She fought against a guy who had a flamethrower that was also a nuke. It doubles as a nuke when he wants to blow it up, and she survived that. She literally went through the majority of her series non-damage. You feel me? Also, she had to go against someone with what was the armor? He had special armor that allowed him to fly, and she constantly trained with people who were literally trained from birth to kill people. Like, they were psychotic. They all had mental problems. Yeah, her whole job was to kill people.
All right. I feel like your time's up and you're
All
just
right,
rambling.
go.
So let me come in here to scoop. First of all, Mikasa, the greatest woman of all time, she not only jumps over titans and leaps over them, but slices their napes, which she has to precisely use her sword to cut an exact specific place to kill her opponents. Yes, you tank on my gear that I wear, but Mikasa's agility is very good because she's jumping from building to building, side to side, as if she's Spider-Man and Batman in the same thing. She's very good, quick on her head. She can think, and she has natural ability in combat sport to figure out how to maneuver around gigantic beasts 10 times stronger than her. Her durability in her hands of countlessly fighting and using her swords to kill these giants comes to show you how she can just sheer will have power and force as just a regular human without needing any special powers. Pick up a sword as a woman and just cut through the back of giant's head. She fought against the Jaw Titan, which he jumps from building to building. So even though she's using her strengths to help her maneuver, the Jaw Titan, as I know you guys seen, is very good at jumping and crawling around places.
Hold
and
on,
Mikasa
hold on.
was
So you're
able.
giving her the strings? You're
The
giving
what?
her.
No, he's taking into account to establish her feats, but no, she doesn't have.
No,
it
I'm
for
just
this
establishing
fight.
her
Oh,
feet.
okay,
No,
go
I'm
ahead,
just
go ahead.
establishing her feet to show you how man, she's agile, man. She can move on her feet. You know
She
what
can
I'm
move
saying?
with her gear.
Hey, she can move. She's quick to jump into battle, and she's not scared of the moment. So her fighting someone that is supposed to be supreme for her won't phase her because she's done nothing countlessly since she was a kid, just fight people bigger than her. So you can see her power when she is tested against the Jaw Titan. I know y'all all seen that, and she sliced the legs of the Jaw Titan, crippling it. So I'm pretty sure she can figure out a way to fight your Akami and hurt her. She won't have all her abilities to fight Mikasa
She
in
doesn't
this
have
battle.
abilities. She has skill. Her one ability is not even an ability. It's just her sword is poisonous. It's just a sword that's not really poisonous. It's just it has a curse on it or whatever. But that's the only ability she
Yes, okay.
technically has. Everything else is just her. And
All right. So if it's just her, we see Mikasa being put through a
Mikasa goes against for the majority of the time. Hold on. For the majority of the time, Mikasa goes against mindless giants that all they do is throw around their arms and bite. Very rarely does she goes against Titan shifters that actually could think for themselves, and even them.
Well, when she did compete against the Jaw Titan, she showed up, and when she did compete over with the other Titans, when she jumped over the Titan's head to grape its neck, yeah, she didn't successfully land the blow, but when she went against the Warhammer Titan, she posed
so she be missing.
She posed a threat. She don't.
Yeah.
Well, she
So
won't miss someone that
here's my
small.
biggest thing. Without Mikasa, without her 3D movement gear, is not doing none of that. Whereas Akami could do all of that and more with just her legs.
Yeah, but we seen her in physical combat against other other people.
Regular
Yes.
people.
Yeah, regular people, but Akami would be regular in this battle too because she's only using her sword.
Yeah, but she still has.
So we
But
see.
does she or does she not still have her natural strength and natural speed?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why Mikasa natural strength and speed, because we seen for you to become a Titan, what are they called? A warrior, you got to go through a hell lot of training and combat skills to acquire. So she acquired combat and physical skills.
Yeah, but not on the level as
she don't rely just
not
on
the level as Akami.
She don't rely.
Akami also had to do the same thing.
Doesn't.
Akami was a basically an experimented on child with her sister that was bred, well, not bred, but a orphan that was taken in to become assassins by the organization that was under the originally under the king that was corrupted, the corrupted kingdom. So she was also gruesomely trained to the point where she has to be a monster. She was just a monster. And Mikasa, I understand she was trained, but she was trained to like normal abilities. Like I understand if
No, they're not no more abilities, because you can't say no more abilities because she's waking up as a regular human in her world trying to defeat monsters that they don't know what's going on and why these
I'm saying
huge giants come to try to eat their people. So her training, I'm telling you, her training for a regular human to fight giants 10 times taller than
with
her.
special gear. We talking about her on her own.
Yes, with special gear, but her being on her 2 feet when she tried to kill Belrod, you seen how she looks. You can see how Mikasa separates herself from the group just physically.
I understand, but that's normal people. The people that she fights with on her feet are really just, they'll be considered civilians to Akame. Akame would just literally kill everybody.
So Levi's considered a civilian. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying now.
Levi on his own 2 feet would not be Akame.
Man, get out of here.
Dang.
Levi on
You got a minute left, boys. You got a minute left to finish up.
That's some.
Yeah, I feel like
that's fire. Like, damn.
Okay,
that's a big take.
Hold on.
No, I'm inclined to agree.
Let me be uninterrupted. Let me express how much different the level of speed and the level of strength Akame has versus everybody in Attack on Titan. Everybody in Attack on Titan, yes, they are stronger than the average human in Attack on Titan, but in reality, they're only probably like soldier level strength, which is like real world soldier. You've been trained, you've been doing walks, you've been running. We've never seen someone blitz somebody or just straight up move faster than the eye can see while on their own 2 feet in Attack on Titan. And yes, they gotta use their swords to hit a specific spot on the Titan's neck, but majority of the Titans that they go against are mindless and don't even defend their neck like that. The only ones who actually defend their necks are the shifters, and the shifters don't even get taken out by a Mikasa. The best person to go against shifters is Levi, and even Levi barely takes out the shifters. Like Aaron takes out majority of everybody. So
Okay, so
Okay,
I
you ready?
understand
You
what
ready
you're
to vote,
saying,
Jamal?
but Mikasa also has the ability and strength to carry 8 spears with ease, bro. Her strength alone lets you know that this woman is packing. And yes, you described them as just being plain soldiers, but last time I checked, soldiers are very militant and coming up with a decisive plan to take out their enemy. So yes, I'm pretty sure Mikasa could come up with a
Akami
plan
wouldn't
and
give her
decisive
enough
on the
time to
flip.
come up with a plan. Akami would kill her in the first
Hey,
20 seconds of the
hey,
fight.
listen. I don't think that will happen like you're saying
Oh my
it will.
God.
Okay, because her blades are still strong and big enough for her to use to shield
First of all,
herself
her
and come up with
blades
some
are
type of
meant to be
plan.
broken in certain areas after they get worn out. That's why they got to replace the blades
And
so
that's
often.
yeah, and that's why she has 8 spears on her, right?
No,
So
You
you
talking
can
about
you
the
can break the
You
Thunder
first
walking around with
one.
those 8 spears in this fight?
you talking about the Thunder
Hey, you
Spears?
can break the first one.
The
Yes,
Thunder
sir.
Spear. Okay,
Yes,
so
exactly.
first of
No,
all,
the Thunder Spears. I think you only can carry 2.
Thunder Spears aren't even
Yeah, I
sword
think-
fighting. That's just rockets at that point.
Yeah.
Bro, she can carry 8. That girl, hey, she don't play, dog.
Oh, so you're using that to compare to her strength? Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
to her strength, because she can carry
Gotcha.
8 of those things, where normal guys can carry just 2, like y'all just
Who
said.
said they carry 2?
No, I said
That's what
I
Jamal
said I
said.
thought they
Jamal
only
just
no.
said
They'll,
that.
I say they can carry 2 when they have that other special gear on. When they only can carry like 2, one on each arm, and that's
Right.
it. You know when they first came out, they had the regular gear,
Okay.
the ODM gear. Then
But
when
here's
Bro,
my point.
even Keith, listen, even Keith had to show the admiration for Mikasa, noticing how she can just easily acquire the skills of being able to maneuver and strike and slash titans with speed and
Okay.
efficiency, bro.
All right, we
I'm
gotta
sure
vote though.
her
We gotta vote
efficiency
though.
and
Before
her
y'all make
skills
your
can help.
decision, let me just point out the fact that Mikasa, Levi, Aaron, all of them, well, not Aaron because he's a Titan shifter. Everybody else is literally ducks sitting in a pond full of alligators when they run out of gas. As soon as their mobility shit works,
ODM gear.
they're basically dead. If they don't got a horse, the only thing they can outrun the Titan is a horse. If they don't got a horse, they just like, oh crap,
Hey,
I'm dead.
hey, that's beyond the point. That's beyond the point. We're not talking about the world. We're
I
talking about
understand.
skills here. So keep it on
understand
point.
that, but that's how
You sound like you're running around.
Listen,
You sound like you're running around.
He trying to play it up. Listen, that's beyond the point. Let me make my
Like,
point.
why are we bringing up the world?
Let me make my point.
Go ahead. Your sword's not doing no
I
talking.
am. My swordsman would blitz Mikasa easily. She's so much more faster than Mikasa. Mikasa is so much more slower than because Akami runs already at damn near superhuman speed.
Okay. Before we get back into the back and forth, let's Jamal, where's your head at right now?
Hold on, Ty. Hold on. She can do that, and Mikasa will use her strength to flip her over. So,
oh my
go
God,
ahead, Ty.
she's getting cut before she get flipped.
Yo, Ty, Ty, I gotta be honest with you, Ty. For this guy to come up with this on the fly, he did a pretty amazing job. He did a really amazing job.
Honestly, he did better than I thought. He did better than I thought.
But at the end of the day, nah, Akame. Like, I was just like, why are we arguing about this? Like, what are we doing? There's no need to argue about this.
One thing that CJ actually didn't bring up, which I would have brought up right away, is that majority of the series, Akame was nerfed because she had the mental block until she said, like, I think the word was berry. And then she, like, tapped into, like, her full power. So most of the feats that you brought up, CJ, that's like Akame nerfed. Like, she's not using her full power.
I'm saying, because I didn't think she needed her full power. It's Mikasa.
So, like...
yeah, Mikasa. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You keep saying it's Mikasa,
realistically,
but
like
me with that bullshit. So when we slap you with a sword, you're gonna act stupid.
With the sword.
And the other thing is too, like CJ brought up a really good point.
I don't think she's reaching because in a comic sword is longer. Isn't it longer?
Probably,
because when she was fighting Esdeath, it seemed like her sword was longer. So I don't even think Mikasa even got reach.
That's
because my thing with Mikasa's swords though is that CJ made a really good point. Is that their swords are meant to break. Like their swords are literally designed to break so they can escape from the Titans if it gets stuck.
Yeah.
So that to me it seems really bad for a sword fight. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the comment.
Yeah, we're going with Mikasa. Like that was like clear. Like yeah, we're going with Mikasa on that one.
That's who wins? You mean a comment?
He just said Mikasa. Thank you very much.
No, I didn't say Mikasa.
Whoa.
I say definitely say Akame.
Ty,
Nah, you said
You did
Mikasa.
slip up
That's why I was
that far. You
confused.
did slip up a little bit. You slipped up a
Huh?
little bit.
Oh, I slipped up. Oh, I definitely meant Akame for sure. Akame.
All
For sure.
right.
But I
I
did
was
say
like,
Akame
whoa.
the first time. I did say it the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, no problem. No problem. Let me get on this. So, yes, I came up with this material on the fly. I did a pretty good damn job. I had CJ on the rope.
Wasn't
That
no
man was
rope. I was
stuttering.
just
Y'all
like,
heard
why are
him.
we
I
arguing?
know he
Y'all
wasn't
heard
Not
stuttering.
even
Yeah,
He
he
close.
was
was.
honest now.
I
CJ
heard
was
it.
firing
I
this
heard
thing
the
all back to
stuttering.
back. Like anything you had to say, CJ was firing on. Like yo,
Ty,
CJ is killing him. CJ
Ty.
is killing him,
No, he not killing me. Ty,
bro.
Did you feel like CJ needed to
I've
towel
heard
wipe
the
his head
stuttering. I
off?
heard the stuttering.
You heard him, yeah.
Bro, it was
Thank
the
you.
fact that
So
everybody was
next,
like,
guys,
he came back
we're
and was like,
moving.
bro, she's military, she's strong. I'm like, what? Like, I don't understand. How's that even
Hey,
relatable to what I'm saying? Mikasa is literally
You know what it was?
superhuman.
No. See, you know what it was? He got proper with his like they can be they soldiers, so that means they militant and precise, and they can cut you his pinpoint. What you talking about? Time out? What? Like,
I was
what
like,
you
bro,
just did? You just gave me an
I
order?
was like, first of all, Mikasa got trained for what? Like, I think they had to spend 3 years, whereas Akame literally had to grow up in training. She was a child when she got recruited.
let's not act
That's
Mikasa
true.
doesn't have a rough upbringing. But let's move on. We got
Yeah,
the
yeah.
winner, bro. Just chill. Just relax. You
Okay.
won, bro. See, I'm telling you, he was sweating. Anyways, next we got Asta versus Boji. I've been waiting to hear this bullshit about Boji. This
Yup,
little cartoon.
Yo,
yup.
honestly,
So,
me too. I just found out about this little guy. So, Ty, I really want you to take lead because I really want to know about this Boji guy. 'Cause I saw some of his videos. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, I'm very
I'm ready,
curious.
man. I'm ready.
He's a
This
just
little
little boy.
guy with a little shank sword. I was
First
like,
of all,
yo,
just to
I'm
let you know,
intrigued.
this is
Alright.
just like a little boy. Y'all getting ran by a kid. Just letting y'all know.
Mhm.
Just letting y'all know. Just letting y'all know.
all right.
Let's
I
go.
believe
Let's go,
if
man.
I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, Tariq, but I believe he's like 10
All
years
right,
old.
CJ. Come on,
I
man.
think so. Yeah, I can fact check that, but
You're
I
running
believe
the
so.
time.
go ahead,
You're
go
running the
ahead.
time. All right, Ty. Let's go.
Well, who's starting? You want to
No,
start,
he
Jamal,
said
or
you
should I
start
start?
because he want to hear
No,
about Boji.
you can start. 'Cause I want to hear. Like, I'm so
Okay.
intrigued. Like, I'm really intrigued. I want to know.
Okay, so Boji from Ranking of Kings, for y'all who haven't heard about this one. So, starting off, you're going to look at him. He's going to be unassuming, which is kind of the point of the show here. He's like this little kid. He's actually a giant. His father is like a literal giant in the world. But because of a curse, Boji was born like very weak and very like, he was born deaf and mute. So he can't talk, he can't hear, and he's not strong at all. And off the bat, that sounds like a debuff. But the thing that Boji got out of it is that he was always really attentive. So he's like really, really good at being able to pick up on the cues around him, like Daredevil almost. And he's very, very fast. And he's little, like he is small. Like even for like a human, like he's like puny, like he's like super, super small. He's like a toddler size. And he is insanely fast. And when he learns to use his little rapier, because he can't use a normal sword because it's too heavy for him. But with his rapier, he is so precise with it that he's able to like pierce like the nerves of people and paralyze them. And more
That's
so
not
than
a
that,
fence. That's a little rapier. That's
yeah, it's like a little
that's a
rapier.
What?
So he's able to
That's
just like
insane.
it's so small and pointy. He just like nicks you like inside like your nerves, and it just shuts down your body. Or there's other times too where he just like attacks somebody's sword and it shatters the entire sword. And then moreover, you got him in fights where you got like dozens of people around him pulling some Madara type stuff, where he's like looking around dodging all the attacks from everybody around him. He's so fast he can
So is
literally run
the
on
rope
walls.
pointy? When it points, it point accurate. So it's like, what is it though exactly? Like what
It's like,
material that is?
it's like steel, like it's like just a regular steel sword.
Okay.
So it's like a really, really sharp needle, basically.
Okay.
And the way he's able to use it is like no matter what's coming at him, he can either just destroy it by like looking for the pressure points like in it, because he's like so fast to be able to see the exact point where he needs to like apply pressure to, or if he can just hit the person directly, he can just paralyze them outright. Because he just like hits them, shuts down their nerves, and they just collapse. And that was his way of fighting because he was never strong enough to compete physically with everybody else in the world. But look at that. That's just his intro. We'll get into defeats after, but I'll let you go.
All right. So like I said, definitely. I was definitely intrigued, want to know about. So I have Asta. Hey, so first of all, let me just go ahead and get into Asta. I already know Asta, Black Clover, with no magic powers, and came out. And this is the world where everybody got magic, and he is the only person that don't got no magic. So, but we're not gonna really talk about it. But to be born like that, and from I want to say, was it? I can't remember the exact time, but different from a young child where, yo, hey, this man is working out and still trying to do everything he can possibly do. This man can do 1,000 push-ups, single hand, never get tired. And then keep on, not just push-ups, just like, yo, hey, just regular push-up. He's even doing upside down where, yo, single hand push-up, and he's doing 1,000 of those on a daily basis. So those are just the more just like just giving you who just characteristics of just being powerful and some of the feats that he's done face as well too. So just like, yo, Asta's that dude. But I'm very curious if this Boji guy, if he's using a Reaper, how is he planning on touch Asta who move? Keep in mind, godlike speed, and the only thing that Boji has is only be attentive. So I'm very curious how he's going to battle against someone that's moving like that.
Are you asking me? Is that the end of your intro?
No. Yeah, I'm into my intro, so I'm asking you a question about that.
So
Because
my
that
thing
to
with
me,
Boji is
because everything you're saying, the only thing that he has is the fact that he's attentive. Where this one person, I have physical stronger, faster, can move like God speed, strength of like, yo, hey, the man can like the second strongest from the person. And like, I'm trying to understand like how you beating this person like this, because
first
I'm
of
like,
all,
yo, you got
I
touching
don't
me.
know if I agree
Like,
with the
I'm very
Godspeed
curious.
thing from Asta, but point is, Boji's also insanely fast too, and he can jump like insanely
How?
high. So like,
What does that
I,
have to do with my speed? If you
so I'm
cannot
comparing the
touch
speed.
me, what does that have to do with my speed?
Whoa! What do you mean you cannot touch me? You haven't even let me go over the feats yet. How you know he can't touch you?
Okay, go ahead.
Like I'm saying, like Boji's like fast enough to where, and he's like light enough to where he can like literally just like run across like walls and like up walls, like to the point where it's like gravity isn't even affect him because he's moving so fast. And also he can just jump up like I'm talking like dozens and dozens of feet into the air because he's so light. I don't know how that doesn't apply into his strength. I'm gonna be honest with you. In the series, that feels like a little plot hole with how
So yeah,
fast and
it
how
doesn't apply to strength.
quickly he
Okay,
can
so
move.
now I'm fighting. So keep in mind, I have no magic powers. I'm fighting
Mm-hmm.
demons that got God speed, and I'm moving just as fast with them. I'm able to detect the slightest thing when you're able to, because if you're so attentive, don't forget, I'm just as attentive as well too. Where hey, I can reflect as someone's moving at the speed of time. So I'm trying to figure, how are you touching me, sir? Like, how are you touching me?
So my
Please.
thing with that is like, first of all, I don't like. So maybe I'm missing something from the Clover Kingdom, not the Clover Kingdom, the Spade Kingdom, where Asta does some like pull something crazy off, and he's like moving like insanely fast without his demon powers. But when has he ever moved like that crazy fast without his demon powers?
Okay, I can tell you when he moved for his
Got-
fast,
got
like
you on
doing
that
something.
one,
So you
Jamal.
remember when they were first getting into the incident? Time out. I can tell you exactly how fast he was moving. Remember the very first time when it was doing the entry, right? And the captains was watching them to see when they can get voted in. And the guy he was going against, I forgot his name. Remember, they say he reacted so damn fast that they couldn't even see his attack. So that's letting you know he was been like that, bro. He was
Yeah, but
been like that.
Boji has the same feats.
So it's
Boji
like,
also moves so
but I'm just saying
fast that
that
people
speed.
can't
So
even
keep in mind.
see him
So time out.
attack.
I'm moving that. Listen, I'm moving that fast that niggas can't see me, bro. How Boji touching me, bro? You just
I'm
tell me
seeing
niggas get
Boji
close.
done the
What are we
same
doing? Okay,
thing.
though.
Break it
Boji
down,
done the
bro. Break it
same
down.
things.
Break it down. Break it
If
down.
you're just talking about stuff, if you're just talking about stuff where you're attacking so fast you can't see, Boji does that all the time. Except his are so precise too that it just one shots you.
Bro, oh, you're not doing that, Asta. There's no one shot at me, bro. I'm moving too fast, and I'm keep on. I can detect that. I can see that. I can sense that. Just, just reacting just that fast. So even though you precise, yes, that is
No.
true.
So,
You-
so you're telling me Asta
okay,
doesn't get hit in his fights? You
huh?
tell me Asta doesn't get hit in his fights? Asta gets hit all the
Now I'm not
time, and
saying
he has to
Asta
like
don't
tank
get
through it.
hit, but I'm just saying though, it's because even though you're saying you're precise, if I still see you coming, doesn't mean that how precise you can be then. That's what I'm trying to sit there and say to you at the end of the day. You can be
No,
precise all you want,
no,
but
but what
if
I'm
I'm
saying,
still moving
Asta sees
faster than
all of his
you.
enemies coming. Asta sees all of his enemies coming, and he still gets hit up all the time. All
Okay,
the
and
time.
keep in mind,
Because
okay, you remember,
his
hey,
thing is not
here's the
necessarily
thing about
sword
Asta.
skill.
Here's the thing about Asta. Time out. When Asta get hit, you realize he's always getting ganged up, bro. Or they gotta nerf this nigga when he was fighting against the rich. What did the rich do? Control his body. If the witch was controlling his body, she knows she's gonna get murked. All right, when Asta was even fighting, when Asta and Yamaoto fighting Dante from the get, what the guy do? That him had to keep regenerating, keep doing, and keep throwing rocks and this and that, and Asta just got him in a sword. So it's just like, and he's doing all of that, bro. So it's just like, what position? I don't care how precise you are. It's just only you in that sword. Yo, Asta got that, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
So here, let me give you another comparison. Let me give you another comparison here. So end of series, big finale for Ranking of Kings was Boji having to fight his father, and his father, this giant dude. Wait. Let me give you an insight for how powerful this guy is. Man was able to just pick up a chunk of like dirt, right? And he pressurized it so much with his bare hands that he turned it into a diamond. You know how much pounds per square inch force that is? That he's able to exert?
Time out. You saying he take a chunk of a dirt and he pressed with his sword and it turned into a diamond?
No, with his hands. His father took his hands, picked up a big chunk of dirt with his giant hands, and squeezed it together until it became a diamond. That's how much pressure.
That's how strong his father was.
Yes. Is. And now his father swinging at him with this massive club with that much force, able to blow away like entire mountains. Boji took his little rapier.
Let me ask you a question. Time out. Let me just ask you a question. When they cut that father's hand off, is that nigga regenerating like Dante?
The father's hand off? What do you mean?
Yeah, if we cut that man's father's hand off, can he regenerate like Dante? That's what I'm asking you. Can that nigga get cut off and regenerate?
Asking if the father has regeneration.
I don't think so, but he's never been cut that bad.
Okay, now my point to you is that I'm still fighting someone that can do that, and he got no powers. It's all strength, all ability. You're telling me his feet.
My thing is, wait, because you're saying Asta has no powers, so he's coming into the world.
What I'm talking about, it's not even just that power, but he's going with durability as well too to keep.
Let him finish.
Wait.
Okay.
So I'm saying Asta's coming into the world. He's set at 0. Everybody else has all these pluses, right? I'm saying Boji's coming into the world with straight negatives. He's got debuffs, and he's able to still keep up and beat some of the strongest people in his verse that are able to, like I said, so much power, able to like destroy like castles, mountains, whatever, right? And he's able, one attack, destroy that entire, all the force that he's swinging with. All I'm saying is, Boji's gone up against plenty of people that are in the similar realm of strength, the people that Asta has gone up against. And he's been able to have,
you still haven't answered my question about the speed, though. Your only thing is you just think he's position. I'm saying, if I move fast enough, okay, you're bringing up his feet, that's fine. But if I'm still moving faster than you, no matter how precise you can be, how are you touching me?
Hold on.
You still never answered that question.
Let me just clarify.
Boji is incredibly fast, man.
Jamal, he specifically said, "Where is Asta faster than Boji?"
And I gave him where you said Asta faster than Boji. I said
that Boji and Asta is a similar speed. Boji is pretty fast, so that's where I think the confusion's coming from. But go ahead.
Oh, okay, that's what the confusion. So I don't know Boji. If you put it like that, I don't know Boji. How fast is he moving to let me know how fast is that?
Do you have any feats?
What is the?
That's what I'm trying to because there was one thing because I didn't have time to rewatch the entire show. I do remember there were certain moments where he just literally vanishes and which is the equivalent to moving so fast that the eyes can't see, because people say that too, oh man, I didn't even see where he went because he was moving so fast. Because that's kind of Boji's whole thing, is that he's so small and fast that he just is constantly nimbly moving all over the place and people can't keep track of him. And then he attacks just so precisely that he just walks through and an army of 12, 15 people just are all down because he just destroyed all their nerves.
All right. All right, you guys went back and forth. Let us step into it. CJ, how you feeling, man?
All right. I think I heard enough to make a decision.
Yeah. What you got?
Definitively, I gotta say one point that Tyreek did make that I think swayed me a little bit is that Boji could hit people's nerves and shut down the whole body. And Asta being normal with no magic, that would be very effective against him.
I disagree because we saw Asta fought with Vito with no arm and his arm completely nil. With came out holding the sword just with his
Yeah, but
mouth
that's the
to
difference between.
fight.
There's a difference between
Uh,
a broken arm, so you can't hold nothing, and someone piercing your nerve and your whole body's being paralyzed.
Yeah, but you can sit and say his whole body was kind of paralyzed when he was holding his sword to. He was holding his sword with his
Jamal, you
mouth,
have to
bro.
understand how nerves work. Nerves are
Yeah, that's
the.
true. I was just trying to put a point. I was just trying to prove a point. Now I get it. You don't gotta explain.
Hold on,
I
hold
get
on, hold
it.
on, hold on. See, the thing that got me a little bit in the middle is other than him shutting his nerve, and we don't know Boji's clear speed. And then I see Asta having the that's the first thing I thought too was like if Boji gets a hold of Asta and he hits his nerve, how's Asta going to do something? But if Asta is faster than Boji, how is Boji gonna catch him? And it sounds like to me that Asta has the
Asta
strength
definitely has the strength,
as well.
but Boji does go against people stronger than him all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with Asta. I was going more so with the durability
Hold
and
on,
speed.
Jamal. Hold on, man. So I do see that, but I'm still kind of in the middle because I would say, Ty, as somebody who never watched the show, you didn't really clearly tell me enough with the speed and also other than the precise and the nerve damage. Is there any other technique that Boji uses to catch his opponents or what's his defense? What does he do?
So his
Because
defense, like the thing is with Boji is like throughout the entire series he barely ever gets hit because like his whole training was him just like learning. Like he just get like he was being trained by the Snake Master, and he just had like all these snakes, like hundreds of snakes that come through and try to all attack him and bite him, and he would just sit there and just like dodge and like spend the entire day just like dodging these attacks coming from like all these animals or whatever. So that was his training from when he was like a kid, like small kid. And then when he got older now and he's fighting all these like other dudes, like we're talking like dodging lightning, fighting people that can like regenerate and whatnot, and like fighting people who are way stronger than Asta and faster than
You should have
Asta.
said that earlier.
And
Okay,
Boji's still able
dodging
to keep up with
lightning.
them.
That gives us something to work with.
yeah.
That's
When
true.
you
I didn't think about that as like a speed
What?
thing. My
Dodging
bad.
lightning isn't. Okay.
I was thinking of it more an awareness thing, but fair enough.
because the reason why I'm asking is I felt like Jamal gave us more material about Asta and his feats than you gave us feats with Boji. So that's why it kind of made it hard for me to make a decision. But now kind of seeing and hearing a little bit more what you're saying, I could see why Boji can do a number on Asta. Damn, bro, this is hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Because Boji just needs one hit.
That is true. Boji really does need one hit.
But I don't know if Boji can be able to land it though. I don't see that. I think Asta's faster. I really think because of just being just a little bit faster.
Jamal, let me ask you this: other than sheer speed, what else can Asta use to hurt Boji?
Well, we gotta remember, because of Asta and how he's trained, majority of stuff it comes from his sword. The only thing that doesn't come from the sword is just pretty much the ability to sense when someone's getting ready to attack him. And I feel like that's the edge that he has. Remember,
Yeah, I get that.
so
But what can he use to
what do you
hurt
mean?
Boji?
What do you mean? What he
The
can
sword, my
use to
guy.
hurt Boji? The sword. That's what I'm saying. It's the sword.
So my thing
Like,
is, if Asta goes to attack him with the sword, Boji's just gonna break his sword.
Huh?
Boji's just gonna break his sword.
I disagree. He'll break the sword because due to the fact that keep in mind, you got to keep in mind with the demon. I don't see.
Jamal, you gotta remember,
we not
because
we don't talk
demon
about
swords and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I think I made my decision.
So how about?
think,
I don't see it. That'd be tough because the sword do have abilities, and we're gonna just talk about
No
the
problem.
katana.
No, we're not
then
talking about a
I don't
katana.
think the
We're talking
katana. I don't
about a
think.
similar sword that's made just to look just like his demon sword, but doesn't have the abilities with the demon sword.
Gotcha.
All right, so with that being said, Boji moves us to the next round. I'm gonna give Boji the vote.
Man, like I said, my boy's a sleeper pick. I love Boji.
That's cool.
Yeah,
appreciate it, y'all.
I think
Appreciate it.
the speed. It seems like speed is all that Asta has, and it seems like he's on the defensive in this fight. So I'm gonna go with Boji. All right.
Gotcha. We got time for one more.
Yeah, we got time for one more.
Okay, sweet. Because this is the title match here coming up.
Nah, I'm not trying to do Ichigo versus Kirito, bro. I'm not trying to do that. Let's go to Zoro. Let's go. Let's do a Rico and Tai. We haven't did a Rico and Tai. Like, let's do a Rico and Tai.
Ooh, man.
Oh
we
boy!
haven't
All
had a
I'm
right.
trying to get 3 L's in one day.
Okay.
Like, I'm really not trying to get 3 L's in one day.
All right, so let's see Zoro versus Atomic. Actually, I don't know because this is not gonna end, bro. Ain't gonna argue.
That's true. It's gonna be a minute. It's gonna be a
I feel
minute.
like we should end
It
it
is
here,
gonna
and
be a
then
minute.
we'll pick this up on next.
Yeah, let's end it here
So everybody
for
can-
now.
So say the people got something to look forward to for next time.
Because I already know how this about to go. I already know how this about to go.
So let me just say real quick for the fans,
Listen.
all you Zoro fanboys out there, I'm a Zoro fanboy myself. Go read One Punch Man. Go read One Punch Man. Then come back prepared and informed for the next debate. All right. That's all I gotta say.
You get mopped. But anyways, let's go.